Hello everybody and welcome back to the Shelf Stable Kitchen. Today is Taste Test Tuesday. Today we are testing Mountain House Adventure Meals, the Biscuits and Gravy. This Biscuits and Gravy package has your buttermilk biscuits with gravy and pork sausage, all freeze dried to last more than 25 years. All you need to do is add water. It's ready in 10 minutes. You eat right out of the bag, so there's no extra cleanup. And this bag contains 11 grams of protein per serving. So there's 2 servings. Net weight is 4.4 ounces. I have had this in the back of my car for quite some time because I do keep meals like this in a backpack for a multitude of reasons. When we're out and about hiking or camping in an emergency, or just because, you know, traveling back and forth, I like to just have some quick meals that I can make without having to go through the drive-thru. On the back, this is, like I said, 2 servings per container. Each serving size is 1 cup, so this whole bag will have 2 cups of prepared biscuits and gravy. The ingredients were pretty good. I didn't see anything nefarious. The flour all the way down to even the gravy mix. Look at all those great ingredients. So I'm happy with that. And the instructions are quite simple, just like the Alfredo meal that we made last week. This one, you just open the packet, take out the oxygen absorber, and add 1.5 cups of boiling water. Stir, zip it closed, wait 5 minutes, and then you're just gonna stir it every 5 minutes until it is completely absorbed and ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and crack this open, see what it looks like. I've got my water already boiled, and we're gonna give this a shot. I was saying just a minute ago, I've had this in my car for quite some time, so I can't give you an actual estimate of the price, but when I got it, it was just under, I think $10, like $9.97 at Walmart. But I'm sure with inflation, those prices have gone up a little bit. I will go ahead and I will go on Walmart's website to see how much these are, and I'll post that here. All right, so I don't know what happened. I think I pressed the stop recording button, but we have the water that I just poured into the pouch. You can see the sausage and the biscuit pieces. I gotta grab a spoon and we'll get this stirred up. All right, I'm just gonna stir this up. Make sure you get nice and you stir it up nice and well so all of that gravy gets incorporated with the water and you don't have any just clumps at the bottom. Just, ugh. All right. That looks good. We're gonna seal it. We're gonna let it sit for 5 minutes, and then I'll bring you back and I'll show you what it looks like in just a minute. Okay, so the biscuits and gravy has been sitting for about, I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes. I'm just gonna give it a nice, good stir. Right now it's kind of looking like, lumpy mashed potatoes. They still feel kind of hard. I'm gonna give it just a little taste just to kind of see where the sausage is at least, because the meat does take a little bit longer to rehydrate than the biscuits. Oh yeah, the sausage is still pretty warm. So we still need to let it sit for another 5 minutes, and I can already tell you it's going to need salt and pepper. And just tasting that little piece of sausage, Mel, that sausage has great flavor. I'm so excited to get to try this today. I love stuff like this. So we're gonna let this sit for a few more minutes, and we're just waiting for the sausage to finish rehydrating, and then I will do the taste test. I thought while we were waiting for our biscuits and gravy to finish rehydrating that I would make some eggs using my Freeze Dried Thrive Life Scrambled Egg Mix. I haven't opened it yet. We're opening it for the first time right now. All right, and I'm just gonna make 1 scrambled egg. So we're gonna pop the top. I know not to eat the oxygen absorber, so I'm gonna leave the oxygen absorber in the can. To make the freeze-dried eggs, all you need for 1 egg is to whisk 2 tablespoons of the mix with 3 tablespoons of water. So I have my 3 tablespoons of water here. I'm gonna put my egg mixture in here. And so 2 tablespoons. 1 and 2. And then it said to whisk in the water. That looks good. Looks just like a regular egg. All right. Behind me, I have a little cast iron skillet that's getting warm, and I'm gonna throw in some butter. Okay, and so we have it now. It's getting warm, and our eggs are starting to solidify. They look great. We're just gonna let them go for a little bit longer, and we're gonna go check on our biscuits and gravy and see how they're doing. All right, let's check it out. See how ooh, look how nice and creamy that looks. Oh, that just looks so good. I'm so excited. It's the simple things that get me going. All right. Again, I'm going to just make sure that the sausage is still a little tough, but I don't want to add any more water. I'm okay with it like this. It's still good, but the sausage does retain a nice little bite to it. The texture still is great. I think it could maybe use a few more minutes, maybe just a little bit more water, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and just add just a little bit of salt, even though I know there's salt already inside. And we're going to add a generous amount of pepper. All right, everything is done. Now, if Amato and I were camping, or we were, I don't know, just somewhere out in the woods and we were hungry and wanted something to eat, come on, role play with me. These are perfect meals. It doesn't have to be breakfast. You can get sweet and sour pork. You can get teriyaki chicken. They have all kinds of flavors. You can make your own dehydrated, or if you're lucky enough to have a freeze dryer, you can freeze dry your own meals and bring them with you. But if it were just Amato and I, or we were camping with friends, then we would definitely eat right out of the bag. What I would do is I would take this Thrive Life egg and I would throw it right inside the bag. But remember, this is 2 servings. So this would be enough for Amato to eat on his own with 2 eggs, and I would just throw it inside. But for me, I can only eat a half a bag, so I would need to be able to share with somebody, and then I just have 1 egg. But for the sake of doing the taste test, I'm going to eat like a human being and put it on a plate. And I'm going to just take a few spoonfuls and put it on my plate here too. Just so we can see it all out on the open. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle some of my home dehydrated parsley just to make it look pretty, give a little bit of extra flavor. Be on the lookout for that video. I am working on it. It's going to be a what am I up to Wednesday. Just some little putt-putting this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other type thing that I've been working on. And just a bunch of little clips that I'm going to put together for you guys just so you can see what I've been up to creating my shelf-stable kitchen and the things that I want in it. So let's go ahead and give a taste test. Today we're taste testing our Mountain House Adventure meals and the biscuits and gravy. So let's go ahead and dig in. I do know, well, let's dig in. This is what the plate looks like. I just added a little bit on my plate along with my eggs and some parsley. Now, if you remember last week's video when I was talking about Some of the pros and cons of freeze-dried or even dehydrated foods is that sometimes they don't fully rehydrate the way that they're supposed to. So when you go to eat your meal after you followed all the instructions, your food still tastes like, in some areas, it hasn't absorbed all the moisture. And that is no different with this meal. Although it very much tastes like biscuits and gravy, I can taste the buttermilk. I can taste it's really good. I really am enjoying it. But some pieces are still a little bit hard. Now, in the past, I've made these and I've ran into the same problem and I've added more water. And then what happens is it ends up too mushy. So you need to play with it a little bit. Maybe add a tablespoon of extra water or a teaspoon and play with it. But in the event of not wasting it and ruining it to the point where I have to throw it out, this meal came in at a price point about $10, $7-10. I'll look for you. I don't want to make it to the point where I just can't eat it and it's not going to be good. It's just going to turn to mush. So I'm happy with where it's at right now. Let's go ahead and try the eggs, because I haven't tried the freeze-dried Thrive Life eggs before. I have tried the Augustin Farms freeze-dried eggs, and I love freeze-dried eggs. I love going into a hotel when they have a complimentary breakfast and having their eggs and their bacon and their sausage, and a lot of times they have biscuits and gravy too. So here is our freeze-dried Thrive Life scrambled egg. Oh, I'd like to do a side-by-side taste test of some of the different egg powders that are out there, because the Thrive Live egg powder, these scrambled eggs taste more like regular scrambled eggs than some of the other brands that I've tasted. But it's hard to really know because it's been a long time since I've had like regular powdered eggs. So doing a taste test where you can taste one and then immediately taste the other, I think will give you a better indication of which you would like the best. It does need salt though. This doesn't have a lot of salt. I am a salty girl, and I do like my food to be seasoned well. So when I'm looking at the pouch of this freeze-dried biscuits and gravy, the sodium for half of the container is 870 milligrams, which is 38% of your daily recommended allowance of sodium. But it doesn't taste salty at all. I'm not saying there's not a lot of, so there's a lot of sodium in here, but it doesn't taste salty. So I'm gonna add some of my own salt, and I'm using Redmond's real salt. It definitely tastes better with a little bit of extra salt and some pepper. Of course, if you want to dress it up and add some paprika, some red pepper flakes, whatever flavors you and your family like, you can go ahead and do that. If you were going to bring this camping, then I would kind of stock up on the little salt and pepper packets, maybe the little packets of Tapatio or some kind of your favorite hot sauce. Because those don't take up a lot of room and they're fairly light, and you can just throw them in a tote in your car or in a bag and keep them there. So yeah, this is great. I would be really enjoying this if we were camping and I had a bowl of biscuits and gravy and eggs, and I didn't have to carry all those ingredients with me. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this week's Taste Test Tuesday, Mountain House Adventure Meals, Biscuits and Gravy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see all of you in my next video. Bye.